In a world racing toward progress, one woman chose to pause, to listen, not to machines or crowds or the noise of cities, but to the quiet pulse of life itself. Her name was Jane Goodall. Born in 1934 in London, Jane wasn't raised among jungles or laboratories. Her childhood world was filled with books, a toy chimpanzee named Jubilee, and a boundless curiosity about animals. While others dreamed of fame or fortune, Jane dreamed of Africa, of understanding creatures most people never even thought about. She once said, "I wanted to talk to the animals, like Dr. Dolittle. I wanted to live with them and learn their language." At a time when women were expected to follow quiet, predictable paths, Jane followed a dream that many thought impossible. Without a university degree or formal training, she boarded a ship to Africa in 1957, a young woman chasing a vision no one else could see. In Kenya, fate introduced her to the great paleoanthropologist Louis Leakey, who saw in Jane something rare, not academic credentials, but patience, empathy, and a deep respect for life. Leakey sent her to the wilds of Gombe stream, Tanzania, to study chimpanzees, humankind's closest relatives. Imagine a lone woman with binoculars, a notebook, and endless determination, walking into a dense, buzzing, breathing forest. No roads, no electricity, no guides, just the rustle of leaves, and eyes watching from the trees. For months, the chimps fled from her. They saw her as an intruder, a stranger. But Jane waited, silently, respectfully. She refused to force her presence. She listened. Then one day it happened. A chimp named David Greybeard, with his gentle eyes and white beard, did not run, stayed. And in that moment of trust, a bridge was built between human and animal, observer and observed. Through patience and compassion, Jane began to see what no scientist had seen before. She witnessed chimps making and using tools, stripping leaves from twigs to fish termites from mounds. Until that moment, tool-making had been considered uniquely human. Jane's discovery changed science forever. "We are not as different from the rest of the animal kingdom as we used to think," she said. Her observations revealed something even deeper, that chimps feel joy, grief, jealousy, and affection. They wage wars, comfort each other, and form lifelong bonds. She saw their laughter and their tears, and through them, she held a mirror to humanity itself. But not everyone celebrated her findings. In the early years, she was dismissed, called naive, unscientific, even too emotional. Yet history would prove that emotion, empathy, was her greatest tool. It was what allowed her to see what data alone could not, that understanding requires not only knowledge, but connection. She saw forests shrinking, chimp families vanishing, creatures she had come to love were losing their home. So she spoke, not just for science, but for compassion. Over the decades, Jane's work transformed from observation to advocacy. In 1977, she founded the Jane Goodall Institute, and later, the global youth movement Roots and Shoots, empowering young people to protect animals, people, and the environment. Even now, in her 90s, Jane travels tirelessly, carrying her message of hope and harmony across the world. She reminds us that every action matters, that what you do makes a difference. You have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Her legacy is not only in books or research papers, but in hearts, in the millions she's inspired to care a little more, to look a little closer, to live with gentleness toward the world around them. Because in Jane's philosophy, Humanity is not above nature. We are part of it. The forest is not something to conquer, but something to understand, something to listen to. As she once said, only if we understand can we care. Only if we care will we help. Only if we help shall all be saved. And that is Jane Goodall's enduring gift, a reminder that true wisdom begins not with control, but with compassion. That listening, truly listening, can change the world. If you found inspiration in the story of Jane Goodall, the woman who listened to the forest, subscribe for more stories of visionaries, dreamers, and seekers of truth. And may her life remind us, every act of kindness is an echo in the great conversation of life.